Hi everyone, this is the work group serving benchmarking tool weekly meeting. Um, Today we have a few topics. Let's go through those, and if you have more topics, feel free to add them below and we can discuss those. I think the first one was from Sachin, who had sent proposal to add a load gen for uh, the benchmarking tool, and he was proposing that we use the K6 tool from Grafana. So this is an OSS tool, and it has been used in other places. This does make it easier. It uses JavaScript to do to invoke benchmarks with like a basic request body and things like that. Uh, so on one hand, this is like well-tested load gen that is out there and is pretty popular, and some tools do use it. But one issue that it has is it's not a Python-based one, or we can't use it as a Python library that we can use to drive load generation, right? So that is something we need to figure out how it works. If anyone has any thoughts, we know. I think someone is at my door. Let me quickly let them in and be back. Sorry about that. Any other suggestions or things that we should look at?
So I'm not familiar with K6, but just a quick little bit of searching. It seems like it might be possible to have Python bindings for the library. I think that would be a reasonable proposal if that's the case. But yeah, it would be nice if we had a Python-based library or just implemented our own is the other option, which was, I think, the original intention anyway.
Yeah, if we can use this, it would simplify it. And also, like we have things like tokenization that we want to do. Without having a Python library, it might make it difficult. I would like to see if K6 has been used for things like that. Cool. One thing I'll ask Sachin to do is probably dive a little deeper to do those kind of things and what is limiting today. And then we can follow up from there. And if anyone else is interested to investigate that, feel free to take a look into the tool and add to the issue there. Cool. The next one we had, I think Brendan has the PR to add pre-submit checks via GitHub Actions.
Yeah, there's not much to this one. It's pretty much exactly what it looks like. There's a few comments around around using GitHub Actions. I just saw when I logged on. If anyone has any opinions or feelings one way or the other, just feel free to jump in on this one.
Okay.
I can add my review, but I think if we have a method of running them locally and then have the GitHub action consume that method to run it as an action, I think that's reasonable. I haven't read through your PRs, so that might already be the case, but if not, I think.
Yeah, there's a few make targets I added.
Okay.
Yeah, please take a look at that one. Having at least something which does linting, formatting, and some basic checks makes it easier as we add more things. I think one of the questions was with GitHub Action, eventually do we need to move away from the free tier, and how does building work? That's something we might need to look into. Yeah, but for now, I think we can start with the free tier and basic action, which does a few checks.
Right. If it becomes an issue, we could address it, I would imagine.
Sounds good. And yeah, Jan added me as one of the approvers, so I think we should be able to move things a little faster. If we have PRs, I can take a look at. And as people start sending more contributions, then we can add other folks as reviewers and approvers too. Cool. So the next steps, I think we want to have like basic implementation with VLLM. We have examples in VLLM benchmarking and other places too. So I can take the AI to send out like the initial one, maybe send request to VLLM, get like 1 or 2 configs in to fill out the different components, and then it is easier to expand into individual ones. Does that sound good? And we do have a few things we want to add, like streaming support, how we measure time to first token, and other things too. But initially, we can just have a PR which sends a basic logging request to the LLM and just measures the throughput and request latency. Cool. And I think Vivek, last time you mentioned you were interested in the load generator as well. So if you want to follow up on the K6 option, and yeah, if you have any thoughts, feel free to add them.
Yeah, sure, Ashok. I'll go through it.
Cool. Thank you. Sounds good. Did anyone have any topics?
Oh, actually, Ashok, I was also looking at the initial BLM integration, but yeah, we could talk about that in our one-on-one later.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah, either I can send out a smaller initial PR and then can look at expanding it, or the other way around is fine too.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, just having something there makes it easier to iterate on. Sounds good. And one more thing, I was briefly thinking about having a chat with one or two folks. I think if we can aim for KubeCon EU and before that to have the benchmarking tool in a much better place with enough functionality. One, I think we could cover it as part of our workstream talk, and we can also probably aim to do like a Kubernetes blog or something like that to yeah, have a wider reach for the tool and have other people, models or maintainers and others looking to benchmark be able to use it as well. So yeah, if anyone has thoughts on other things we could do to expand the reach at KubeCon, let me know.
So do you want to put some dates down for that? Because KubeCon is beginning of April, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's monitor the progress to see how this goes. Yeah, April is a little early, but I think should be able to get one stable release by then. Cool. Any other topics from anyone? Okay, not. We'll see you all next time. Have a good day, have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.